again, you're avoiding all those cliches that we talked about, like with these movies. But
because like if you see Midway, it's just full of those cliches.
Okay, this is the anti-Midway then, because it is so focused on Captain Ernst that the other characters it's pretty much them just doing their job. It's not like they didn't write the characters well. It's a guy who's supposed to keep these people in line, keep them doing their jobs, keep them from panicking, and that's pretty much it. I mean, think about something like Dunkirk. Well, Dunkirk, it was, you're just following these soldiers doing their thing.
Right.
If Dunkirk appealed to you, then this might actually appeal to you too.
Well, okay, so the recognizable faces, of course, Tom Hanks and Elizabeth Shue you mentioned. The only other person I recognize is Stephen Graham. Does he get to do much? You get to know him?
Well, I'll tell you about that in a little bit, because that's one of the things that they do here. Is you have familiar faces, but they're not in there that much. Some of the cliches that you have here that they avoid completely. Like there's one kid in here that Tom Hanks and the rest of his crew, you can tell they fucking hate this kid because he's like the scared soldier.
Yeah.
And in any other movie, he'd be the one to get somebody killed, mess up something on the ship, or he'd be the scared guy to come in and save the day later on, step up. But he fucks up so much that everybody just looks at him. And finally somebody says, you do this one more goddamn time. I dare you. Fuck up one more time. From that point, he's like, okay. And he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets back and does his job. Yeah, they scared that motherfucker straight, but he goes back and does his job. There's no cliches like that in there. They just that's good. Yeah, to me, I thought it was a good thing. So other people might see lack of character, but the point of that is that Tom Hanks plays a leader where he's supposed to go in and hold it down for everybody. He's supposed to instill confidence in the crew. He even tells one person who also starts to panic. He says, remember your training. And that's his job. And so what you do see here is a guy who he's, some people see him as being experienced enough to do this job. Some people, they are confident enough for him to do this job, but he wonders, I don't even know if I'm capable of doing this. It's like, even people like commending him on like, wow, anybody would have cracked under this shit.
Yeah.
So the focal point is him and how this one guy has to hold everything down for this huge battle, one of the biggest battles to be done at sea during World War II. Now, as I said, does that always translate well? No, because you already asked Stephen Graham. Stephen, you do want to see more done with people like Stephen Graham because, again, this is sort of, you get the feeling at the beginning of the movie like Stephen Graham's character, he's second in command. And you get the feeling that there's going to be a Spock Captain Kirk thing going on with them.
Yeah.
William Shatner thing going on. It's like, that's not even developed. Because, again, like I said, it's almost like the movie was doing something and it just got attacked by another film and they didn't get to go back to what it is that they were doing before.
Okay.
I appreciate that aspect of it because it does avoid a lot of the things that we get tired of seeing in war films, the things that are starting to reach that point where it's like, all right, this is predictable. This is something where I've seen it so many times that even though it might be cool, let's try to do something a little different. And Tom Hanks wrote this script, so I think that's that's probably why he sent it the shit on him.
Hey, Tom, wasn't my part bigger when I first read this script?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I do think it was written to like not be your typical war film out there. What they want to do is show you somebody, give you the tension that you're supposed to get is by putting yourself in the position of this man who at any moment could, if he dies, everything falls apart. And that's a lot to be on one person right there. Now, if you want to know my real complaint about the movie, because some of that other stuff, again, as I said, is not for everybody who's looking for a more traditional war film, but this is something that it does not appeal to me. They don't show you this in the trailer.